Hey everyone, Brendan here from Athena Intelligence. Today we're going to walk through Athena as a meeting agent. So over the last few months, we've rolled out the ability for you to invite Athena to your Zoom, Microsoft Teams, and Google Meet meetings. When she's in the call, she'll record it. When the call's over, you'll get a transcript, and then you'll also have that asset available in your workspace. So you can ask follow-up questions. It'll send you an email with next steps, as well as use it as some asset material for other workflows. We'll show a quick example of setting one of these up, and then also how we can use it or leverage it for some of our downstream workflows. So I'll jump into the platform, and first and foremost, I can start a fresh meeting and invite the agent. So if I go to Spaces, create meeting, this will create a brand new Google Meet meeting. I can grab that link, put it in here, and join that meeting. In about 10 seconds, the agent will join this meeting, and then it'll listen on the meeting call with us. We'll show that workflow. If you already have a meeting that's someone else's or has already been set, instead of creating a new meeting, as we did here, you can just type in the Zoom link, the Google Meet link, or the Microsoft Teams link and click join, and the agent will join that meeting. So we can see it's asking for access. We can approve that, and Athena is now on the call with us. So we'll hang out here for a second. We'll let her record a bit, and then if I jump back into our interface here, we can see this new asset that dropped in, Google Meet meeting. And just like anything else, you're able to use these assets. You'll actually notice we're starting to get the transcript back into the system. And when that meeting's over, we'll actually get the entire video recording, as well as the transcript, the chat, if there was any chat messages sent in the sidebar here. This looks good. I'll end this meeting for now and leave that call. Once the call's done, we'll come back here in about 1 minute, and we should have access to all of the assets, and we can use that for either a summarization workflow or next steps or inputs for other work. As we're waiting for that to complete, I'll actually go over to our settings page, and instead of inviting the agent with the link each time, you can actually set up a calendar connection. So for Outlook, I can connect my Outlook calendar, and then any meeting that I've been invited to, the agent will join on my behalf, and if I'm there as well, of course. And then as the meetings are finished, you just jump back into Spaces, and then the meetings will be available for your team to actually dive in deeper. Let's see if this Google Meet meeting is finally finished and back in my workspace. Again, it'll take probably 1 to 2 minutes to process. Once that's done processing, you'll have access to the video recording, and then I'll show here in a second how I'm able to tag or do an @mention workflow for these assets. So the same way that you can tag a document, you can actually tag these meeting invites, and those meeting invites are available for you to leverage. Great, looks like that finished up for us. So I can drop this recording in here, and there I am. Fantastic. We can see the transcript, a summary. I can summarize the transcript, get key next steps. Nothing really too interesting. And then for this asset, I can also ask, give me a one-line joke about this meeting. See if it comes up with something fun for us. And more dropped calls than tell me more about this meeting. Fantastic. Now let's actually look at a real meeting I previously had. We can get some more insights than just some joke material. So I had a Formula One Scouting 2025 meeting with the team earlier today. We can take a look at the folks that were on the call, and we can ask some key questions. So, what was discussed? List all the companies mentioned. Looks like we discussed some opportunities to work with McLaren, Ferrari, potential partnerships, technical considerations on engine performance, and then it looks like there was a straw poll at the end for where next year's race was going to be. We also talked about a few different companies and what are next steps and from who. So again, because we have the users that were discussed on these calls, it's able to tie this directly to each person's work, who all attended, and all that's available as well. Looks good. So we can stop here, and I can actually email myself a summary, and that's going to be available for me, and I can use this in downstream work. So let's actually create a new doc and add a summary, key moments, attendees, and a table of companies mentioned. So now this is where we're actually going to take what is now a meeting asset. So again, all the material, the text, audio, video of this asset, and we're going to use that as an input for another asset that we have, which is a doc. And then finally, let's create a new sheet. And finally, let's see if what's some good tabular data discussed on this that we could add to here. Great. Add each of those. There we go. So we can see here, again in summary, how we're taking this meeting that we previously had, taking a look at outputs, live, creating new outputs from this meeting. Super helpful for folks that have a 2-hour-long meeting, a lot of items were discussed, you want a very specific report, maybe that's not automated, and you can effectively come in here, share this with your team, any piece of the material you can create bespoke. And then similar to before, we have the ability to share this with anyone in our workspace as well as individuals on our team. Awesome. Reach out if you have any questions.